Hello, happy Friday. It took me a minute to sit down. I knocked over everything. I was like, is this the kind of day I'm having? It's been actually a really good day, but I can't seem to adjust. And welcome. Hello, Annabelle. Hello, Bernadette. Hello, Angel. Hello, Lisa. We are doing the faster, quicker read-ins today where I'm looking quickly at their feelings, your feelings, and what they do next. Lori, hello. And I always hear Hush Hush in my head. I've said that to you before too, the song. All right, so I am doing super chats afterwards, but Fridays are Fridays, guys, and you're either in or you're not. So I do have a couple people signed up already. You guys can sign up at the end if you have a burning question for the weekend. I will be on Monday. Some of you don't realize that I am doing them now at the end of the live streams, just so I can keep them together and not do separate live streams. So that is what's going on. So just keep, I'm hearing you guys talk. I'm trying not to get distracted. All right, let me keep going, and I am going to do Aries at 2:22, but just anyways, happy Friday. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. Guys, I'm trying not to get so distracted and stay on point. I did order some new cards, some playful cards. It's always good to do to get some new vibe in. Those will be in soon, and let's get going. But for today, I'm still using these ones here because they're my favorite. And I already forget the name of them. All right. So now I got Hush Hush in my head. Hush Hush by Paula Abdul. Hello, Nature Girl. What is up? All right, Aries. I got to put Aries at. Remember, I'm doing the timestamps too, and I'm trying to do everything ahead to be ahead of the game. So when I'm doing this. All right. Aries, quick message for the weekend. Who is coming in? Who is coming in, and what are their feelings, your feelings, and what do they do next? All right, hopefully somebody is knocking at your door this weekend. A lot of coming home to Aries energy. All right, you have the Knight of Wands, the bottom of the deck, which tells me that something could be really fun this weekend. All right, it looks like pursuing you, somebody pursuing you. It does not matter if it's an ex or someone from the past. It does not matter if it's a new person. It does not matter right now. It just shows me that somebody is feeling it for you, feeling for you, and pursuing you. So maybe the energy is shifting and somebody's wanting to hang out. Somebody definitely feels the chemistry with you. All right, so what are their feelings? Seven of Cups. You've got somebody really questioning things with you. This might be more than just a fling, right? I see the Knight of Wands here, which can be the flingy dude, can be the one that doesn't hang out till morning. But the Seven of Cups, though, you have somebody here that you've got them kind of pondering on, where could things really go? I'm starting to feel more feelings for you than just friendship. Or friends with benefits. I'm really starting to feel you and wanting to maybe do something more or grow more with you. So you are weighing heavy on somebody's heart and mind right now. What are you feeling? The Lover's card. You're just as much involved, right? You seem to be thinking about this person nonstop. You seem to be romanticizing this person and craving love right now from this person, craving attention from this person. I feel like this person is feeling you, and your words, if you're communicating, if you're talking to them, if you've given them an ultimatum or you've given them some attention, it feels like you really did the job, all right? It feels like you got through. A part of you maybe feels like you want to be the one to reach out if you're still kind of waiting for them to make a choice. Please do not let them pursue you unless you really know that, all right, it is right for me to initiate. because it does feel like you and another person are feeling strongly pulled to each other this weekend. I do have Gemini, I have Aries, Leo, Sag, and I have water energy, Scorpio specifically. But it's like somebody cannot stop fantasizing about you and where things can go. So what will they do next? I see the Ace of Wands. It looks like they will be the one to initiate. They will be the one to contact you, connect with you, because it's not only thinking about you guys, it's feeling you and wanting you, desiring you. So you have the think, the feel, and now the action. It looks like you may finally talk to somebody. Now, it could be just following up. It could be reaching out. The Ace of Wands can be, you know, a small gesture, you know, but it's definitely effort, and it's definitely comes with passion. So it could be somebody trying to open up with you and talk to you. So that's what I got from my Aries. Good news. Javeria and Dory. Aries recently feels more like Taurus, probably because Mars is in Taurus and Mars rules Aries, and Aries and Taurus are very close. And we have a lot of Aries energy going on too right now. So it does make sense. That's why I always think, listen to all the signs and see where it takes you, because it could, different signs could relate to you at any time. All right, 7. All right. Taurus. All right, what's going on with my Tauruses? Taurus, 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 Taurus. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. All right, so their feelings, your feelings, and what they do next. All right. You know, Venus, Jupiter is reaching its peak this weekend, and we have a full moon. So maybe this means it's finally going to manifest, right? 3 of Pentacles overall energy. So you've got something I want. You definitely on my team. You definitely have something in common with me. And, you know, maybe for some of you, there is work involved, a third party. There's somebody that's kind of bringing you together with somebody. Somebody could be talking about you. And maybe they're even replaying something that you said to them, something about, you know, the last time you guys were together, the last time you came together. So they can, maybe they're still kind of ruminating over how they feel about something that you recently just said. All right. So 3 of Pentacles coming together. You may find yourself getting together this weekend or working something out that you thought was, you know, kind of left hanging. So their feelings, oh, the 10 of Swords. No, I don't want something to end. All right. So maybe somebody wants to work something out with you. If they're starting to replay something you said in their head, they may be pondering on, you know, their actions in the past and realizing how difficult they made something for you. They may be realizing how difficult the situation has been and what they can do to change it. So there could be a conversation coming in between that carries a lot of weight. Something about, you know, maybe how we did something and I wasn't understanding you. And something you recently said to this person is really weighing on them. So it's like, I don't want to see things end. I do not want to, you know, or maybe you thought a conversation happened and you thought a situation was over, whether you completed something, but somebody's still thinking about it. Your energy, how you're feeling. I'm seeing magnetic, right? And love. You got the 6 of Cups. You just feel like you can't ignore this person. You love this person. You want this person. You're waiting for this person to show up and care about you and show me how you feel. Show me the money. Show me how you feel. It looks like you've been given a lot of love, and maybe this person is now finally understanding how you show love, how you show up, right? Sometimes somebody has to hear you really loud and clear, or you have to do something, maybe the way you're acting, maybe what you are just kind of giving off an energy, Or maybe you just can't stop loving this person, and this person is like, what the hell? A Taurus just is a rock, all right? Taurus is somebody that just loves unconditionally. I love this feeling. And I just feel like maybe some of you really feel good about yourself. You feel more connected to what it is you want, and you're willing to sacrifice sometimes a certain energy for another person. All right, you know who you are, you know what you want, and maybe you understand that your person is going through something, and so you're trusting yourself this weekend. So it feels like you are calling somebody towards you, and it's not you reconciling. It feels like a person is starting to see what they were doing that was so difficult. So what is their next actions towards you? You got the Ace of Swords. I love the reading so far. They're just being so on point. All right. The move comes through words, a text, a call, a conversation. It may reopen what's happened. You see the Ten of Swords, you see the Ace of Swords. It says, I need to get something off my chest. All right. I need to talk to you. All right. I need to figure out, maybe I don't have all the words to say. All right. But maybe they're very light with their words, but just know there's something bigger going on underneath. All right. So they may be trying to apologize, or they may be trying to just reconcile. And it's a start. So we're going to go with a start, Taurus. You have water energy and you have air energy. So it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. All right, Gemini, my gems. All right, let's get something good for, hello, Divine Timing. Been a while, but you're still there. I'm glad. All right, so Gemini. All right, Gemini. So their feelings, your feelings, their next move. All right. So happy birthday, Gemini. You're in the spotlight, and there's a lot of energy going on, so let's see what comes through for you. All right, the Moon card, of course. I'm sitting there talking in my head going, can't we just give Gemini something so clear and straight to the truth? All right, so things are still a little foggy. It's like something's there, but you're not quite sure what to feel, because maybe they're not showing you enough. Right, they're not showing you. It's just like you always are having to read between the lines. And you're trying to stay positive and you're moving forward, but it really does seem like this is affecting you emotionally. And your person too could be going through a lot of feelings that are confusing them too. And the thing I want to note for you is that the Moon card is saying, I have feelings. You are somebody that is important to me. You are worth it to me. And somebody doesn't want to lose the opportunity. So this could be why somebody keeps cycling around, or somebody seems awkward, or things are always changing and you just can't read them all the time, because they don't know. There's something they haven't even realized themselves. And there's maybe a lot going on internally or emotionally. That's been why they've been keeping this quiet. But you can keep quiet for as long as you want, but the feeling is going to continue to build internally. All right. So something may be coming around again, but I do feel like there is still an energy of uncertainty. So your person's feelings, the Knight of Swords, which explains everything. Sometimes they say things in their actions and don't actually seem to be in alignment with their feelings, or their words aren't in alignment with their actions. They're all over the place. Sometimes they say things too fast. Sometimes they make quick decisions. Sometimes they're defensive. Sometimes they're just they're deflecting. They're just all over the place. But I do see that a person who's been quiet might not be so quiet. with this new energy coming in. So how are you feeling? This can even bring in unexpected messages from your person. I have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Now, how you're feeling on the outside, it looks like you're feeling good. You may be getting more attention. You are a magnet. The Six of Wands, you definitely are glowing and you're probably turning more heads than you think. Maybe you don't see yourself the way other people see you. All right. And this is telling you to just keep showing up and not let somebody else's actions control your reactions or your emotions. Because your person, you got them flipping around. You got them flipping like a fish. Because the Six of Wands is you have so much confidence, and that is the most attractive thing about you right now. So some of you are just like, no matter what, I'm gonna keep doing it. This is the only thing I know how to do, even if I'm confused inside. But you know your worth, even though emotionally you may be feeling confused and uncertain. So but this is what draws them to you. You stand out, all right? So what's their next actions towards you? I do see that somebody, it may be subtle, they're still holding back. It still like they may make movement with the Four of Pentacles, let's be real, but it does feel like they're controlling all their actions. They test the water with you before they jump in. So watch for something that is quiet. Watch for something that is subtle, low key. They may reach out, but they may be very cautious. Things you say to them or have said to them, they really hold on to. All right. So with the Moon card and the Four of Pentacles, is this person doesn't want to let go of you. You're not disposable. But yet they're still very cautious about making a solid move or making a big gesture, right? So that's what I have for you. Fire, earth, and air is showing up for you. So it could be, and strong Pisces. All right, Cancer, 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 Cancer. Cancer, I hope you guys watch the Sunday readings. I've been working on them, and I work on them so that you guys can have sort of a heads up with what's coming in. And my Cancer energy right now is so good. What's coming through for me is so good. I love the Sunday readings, guys. I really do. I'm not just trying to promote them, but it's a combination of astrology and cards. And it's what gets me going. It's what helps me to understand even deeper. All right, Cancer, very good energy for you. So this could be a really good weekend for you. Really good weekend with the Venus and Jupiter. So let's see. And you've got the Page of Cups. I am telling you, there's something good in the works for you. This is a big transit for you when it comes to love, and you can see the Page of Cups. So somebody feeling this pull towards you. Somebody is like really directed to you, and it could be a new person, an admirer. It could be somebody that you're already connected to. It doesn't matter. This is the undertow, right? But the real you, somebody's in love with the Cancer you. You may get an emotional message. You may feel somebody differently this weekend. Somebody may be seeing you differently this weekend. So big move. I have the Knight of Pentacles, your person's feelings. All right, so this is somebody that is pretty focused, all right, on the real you, all right, and the thoughts of you. And this is somebody that, probably planning their move towards you very strategically. All right, they see you, they've analyzed you, they may think you're it. This is Virgo energy. So, they've analyzed the shit out of everything. This could be somebody that you connect with every day and you see all the time. So be open to new, present, past. It does not matter. But somebody here is very cautious about every move they make. and they see your value and they see your perfection. So you really are showing up in it's like a glow up for my Cancers. What are you feeling? The Wheel of Fortune. Some of you kind of spinning around, not sure what to do. You're ready for change. All right. You can feel something, you know, because your feelings are probably really magnified right now. And, you know, maybe it's just like, you know, something's changing, but you're not quite sure what it is because it's the Wheel of Fortune. So for many of you, it could be just this turning point that comes out of nowhere, you know, a surprise encounter that changes everything in your life. So this is a big wheel here in the sky that is turning, that compass that is saying, you know, something is changing in your life and it's about to redirect this weekend. Now, you may be wanting somebody to come back around. You may feel some unfinished business with somebody, and this could be a sign that this is that person, that you just know that something was there and it just didn't get off the ground, maybe, or maybe you just feel like you didn't get the closure. So this could be that what's happening. So what is their next actions towards you? I see the 7 of Wands. So somebody is determined to step forward. All right, this is somebody, and this can be a confession. The 7 of Wands is, you know, spilling the beans. It's telling you the truth. It's, you know, it's kind of big. It is kind of big. It says, I really need to step forward and defend myself. All right, so this weekend, you know, this could be somebody really overly asserting themselves to turn things around. And it looks like they've been preparing this for quite some time. I have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and you do have Leo energy. All right, so it does feel like somebody has been waiting for this moment. That was my chair. Waiting for this moment to reach out to my Cancers. All right, so big love moment this weekend. You could be finally talking to somebody about deeper feelings and just feeling the love. All right, Leo. Leo at 22, 23. All right, what's going on with my Leos? Don't forget I'm doing super chats at the end. If you want to get on the list, go ahead. But once I'm done, I'm done. All right, Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. All right, Leo, what's going on with my Leo this weekend for love? Remember, this can always play out throughout the week or just a general message, but I do have it for the weekend. Leo, you are showing up. All right, look at this, 6 of Wands, overall energy. So we are seeing admiration and somebody sees you. All right, somebody, this could be on social media. This could be somebody that's kind of hanging in the background. There may be something developing behind the scenes here. You know, you have somebody in your audience that just wants this, wants you. I'm seeing some wins this weekend, so there could be a little victory where somebody finally approaches you or says something, or you finally feel appreciated for something in a relationship. This can be a status change. This can be somebody that's thinking about, you know, you in more ways than just friendship. All right, somebody that could see you guys together. So Leo, you're already in the show. All right, you're already showing up here. Your person's feelings, I'm seeing the 4 of Cups. So they're keeping their feelings to themselves. All right, and if you guys have not been talking, or if it just feels like, you know, they're hiding something, it's really building up and it's bigger than you think. All right, they may be used to keeping their feelings to themselves and just don't, you know, feel comfortable yet fully expressing themselves. All right, don't read the quietness here as disinterest just yet. Now, of course, some of you, you know, it is what it is. You may be dealing with somebody who is disinterested in you and does not want it as much, but that's not the energy I'm picking up today. It is showing me. So you've got to use discernment. What is your feelings about this person? You want what you want, and you want this person to see you and notice you. Now you are getting this, you are in the spotlight type of energy. Maybe this person feels like, they're better in the silence. They're better quiet. Maybe they are afraid to get rejected by you. Who knows, right? Or they just don't want to be called out. They could be just hoping that something just happens naturally. All right. But I see you're manifesting this person. And this is, you got to trust the timing, even if you can't see it. So this is one of these energies that is coming through for you, Leo. Whereas there's a lot going on behind the scenes. You could be going through a tower moment or uncertainty right now. And this is really asking you to trust that things are coming together for you. All right. Your person may be trying to figure out, or they need to sit with their feelings a little bit longer, before they finally open up about their feelings. So I do feel a little bit of a distance, but don't read into the quietness. Don't lose faith in your situation. Their next actions towards you is the Death card right now. So it doesn't seem like anything is changing right now with what you've been dealing with. All right. So that does not mean that you move on, or this person is leaving, or something is ending, right? The move just might be happening internally with your person, and they're not ready to make any changes. It doesn't mean that things couldn't happen subtly, but there could be something that happens quietly with you, right? But don't look for any dramatic change just yet in your relationship with this person. It's a Scorpio, Aquarius energy. It could be Cancer, Pisces. It could be any sign. This could be just your message about the person that's on your mind. All right, Virgo. Let me put the timestamp in. Virgo 27. All right, Virgo. You get a good shuffle for Virgo. Virgo, what does Virgo need to know about this weekend? Their person's feelings. Focus on the person that's on your mind. Take the message that you need to hear. This is their feelings, your feelings, and their next move. All right. Woo! Someone is holding back. Somebody has more to say than they're saying. All right. This could be somebody that has a crush on you, somebody that's been silent, right? Not ready quite yet to speak everything that's on their mind. So could be somebody that you're already connected to that's holding back their true feelings. All right. It's more than you think. All right. They're feeling a strong pull towards you. They just might not be trusting themselves fully yet to say exactly what they're trying to feel. They may not be able to explain their feelings just yet, and it's just too soon. All right. And they may be just trying to observe you or get closer to you to really know the real you. All right. And that's it's sort of a spying energy. It's like, I want to really test the waters and see how you really are, what's really going on. But somebody feeling a strong pull towards you, and you have Cancer energy, could be Pisces as well. Your person's feelings, you have the Sun card, you have somebody falling in love with you. This could be a friend of yours, a friend of yours, Virgo, that has more feelings for you than letting on. All right. So this is a friendship. It's an outgrowing friendship, and they are in love with you. They like you. You're glowing. They love being around you, and they want you. There's a sexual energy here, right? And maybe they're just not sure if they want to act upon it just yet. All right. Now, if this is somebody that you're already connected to and they seem to go a little bit quiet, it could be because they're falling in love with you and they want to make sure before they fully express themselves. You all know what it's like to try and trust again when you're falling in love. All right. But this is someone who is in love with the real you. All right. This is somebody who sees you, and you're feeling really good to this person, making this person happy when they think about you. All right, so how do you feel? The Temperance card, right? Maybe some of you are getting tired of waiting. You know, maybe yeah, I don't know. Some of you might be so chill, maybe doing your own thing. Maybe you're overlooking someone. So look again around you with friends around you if you're single. All right. And, you know, also things are starting to come into alignment for you. The Temperance card can say that things are finally starting to seem pretty chill. So if you're noticing that things are moving smoother, or somebody's acting more chill around you or more calm around you, all right, I feel like trust this connection. It's growing. Trust the connection that feels easy and feels like it's just coming together. If you're struggling with somebody right now, that's not the energy I'm picking up on. This is where somebody wants to be around you, and somebody is, you know, feeling you, and you might not even notice somebody. It could be a Sagittarius or a Leo. So you get a lot of fire energy. But maybe some of you are feeling in alignment. Maybe you're feeling really good. Like you just know that everything is happening right now. All right. And you feel like this person is a really good balance for you. You could be questioning at times, is it too chill? Is it too boring? Is it moving slow? Maybe some of you that's bothering you. All right. But these cards are telling me, let it grow. Let it grow. If the connection feels easy and comfortable, it's probably the right one. If you're looking for complete static and you're looking for intensity and you're looking for drama, then this is not going to fit for you. It's not going to feel comfortable for you, because this feels like a real deal. Not that the other one can't be, but sometimes people get more comfortable with drama. What's their next actions towards you? I see Justice. You have 3 major arcana coming in. So there's a sense of authenticity in somebody speaking their truth. Expect somebody to show up in their actions, be honest and authentic. Their words will match their actions. This is somebody who, if they say they're going to do something, they're going to stick to it. All right. So pay attention to somebody who's trying to be fair with you, somebody who's constantly asking you, you know, what do you need? What do you want? Are you happy? Is everything okay? You know, you just have somebody here who's trying to be 100% authentic with you. You have a Libra energy. So their next actions towards you could be speaking their truth, and could be maybe even making some sort of offer that starts with commitment, you know, asking you to go somewhere. It could be a commitment. It could be a conversation. It could be just about anything. It just feels like somebody wants to be real with you. So pay attention to who's trying to express themselves to you this weekend and how they're expressing themselves. All right, Virgo got an amazing one. All right, Libra. Sorry, I'm doing timestamps. Libra, 30. Oh, Libra, I'm going to do you at 33. Give you a good number. All right. Yes, that was awesome, my Virgos. Libra. Where's my Libras and Libras? All right, Libra. Their feelings, your feelings, and their next action. I ask that you just meditate on the person that you're here for. All right. That's the way this has to work, right? It can be general. It can be past, present, future, new person, whatever. It doesn't matter. But let's just get a quick, the energy for the weekend, their feelings for you. All right, we have 8 of Cups. All right, energy. So it does feel like maybe somebody is kind of hiding, kind of holding back type of energy. So let's see what's going on here. Maybe somebody is doing or giving you space for some reason, or you have space growing or space between you and this person. When I see the 2 of Cups, you know, so maybe somebody is kind of hanging back or runs from the relationship, but they're feeling some sort of connection with you. They really do admire you and respect you, and there is feelings growing here. But it could be too soon to figure out where things are going. You might be dealing with somebody who gets scared quickly when they feel a connection with somebody. All right. Now, this does feel like somebody that you're connecting to, that you've talked to, that you've had conversation with. You know, they definitely have attraction towards you. You feel it. So it could be confusing for you, because this person is more into you than they're letting on. And you have somebody that seems like they're going their own way. You know, maybe keeping distant or just trying to act like, you know, I feel like a runner energy, but not the runner that we always talk about. It's just somebody is, I've caught feelings for you, and now I'm going to kind of do the long route around. All right. So how do you feel? I see the Six of Pentacles. You may be taking this as a friend zone, right? Or you're just kind of giving what you can and doing what you can. All right. So it does feel like you could be reading this person wrong. All right. But it's too soon for you to tell. All right. It does feel like maybe you think you're being friend zoned. Maybe you feel like it's better off as friends. Maybe you're not sure if you should give to this, right? But what I'm seeing that is something is deeper is growing in the background, but it just might take a little bit longer. You may be building a friendship with somebody, and it's meant to be a friendship for a minute until this person stops running from their feelings. Because you can see the Two of Cups. They see potential. They feel something with you. And maybe it is a friend, or it is somebody that you work with, and they're just kind of confused at whether or not they should engage in a conversation, but they're attracted to you. Maybe they just are not sure if they're ready, or they think that it's a good idea to mingle if it is a relationship where you work together. But something is becoming, something is forming, and it looks like it could be real, but it definitely may take time. So any moves towards you, I see the Four of Swords. It feels like there's still some sort of unspoken silence between the two of you. There's space. You got to give this a little bit more time. That's what I'm getting for you. When they move, you'll know. When they're ready, they'll be open. You know, it could be more in the future, right? Because something is starting to form. So this definitely could be a newer type of relationship too. If it is an older one, it could be that somebody here is wanting to really take it slow. They're just not trusting themselves yet. I love you, Libra. All right, moving on to Scorpio. All right, don't forget, guys, I see 4 so far on the list. There may be more in the background, but I am doing super chats after this. All right, Scorpio, 38. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio here just got a new ninja. I'm trying to cook more. Use my fresh garden vegetables. Lame. Wish I had something more exciting. Scorpio, who's thinking about you? What are they feeling? Think about the person that's on your mind. Take what resonates. Really feel into it, but it could be just about anybody. Let's see. Who is falling for Scorpio? Let's see. I don't know why I said it that way. The Magician card. All right. So somebody really focused on you. They're all in. All right. You got somebody. There's a strong pull between you and another person. So you must be feeling it. You must be manifesting it in. You could work with this person. But this being the overall energy, this can work. All right. So if you need to hear this, the person on your mind, what you're doing, this can work. You can make it work. All right. There's something that draws you together with somebody. You guys, you know, have what it takes. You guys seem to like what you see. Somebody likes what they see. You got Gemini energy, Virgo energy, which talking about Mercury, right? Which is you're on somebody's mind. All right. You both are kind of going around, probably questioning everything, wondering about everything, trying to figure everything out, wanting to control everything about a situation. But let's see your person's feelings, the Page of Cups. All right. So somebody's feelings are pretty serious. All right. They're deepening. They want something real. Page of Cups can be a real energy. It's like, it's not just chemistry. It's not just lust here. It's like, I want this. My heart wants this. It could be a crush. Somebody has a crush on you. All right. You do have, you know, the energy right now with the astrology. It's like there's a lot going on in your relationship sector of your map, right? All right, so somebody here's heart's making a decision about you, and you can't. The heart wants what the heart wants, so it's undeniable. Undeniable. All right, so you may have a new person trying to enter your life. You could be attracting them in. It could be somebody here that you've been connecting, and your relationship is starting to evolve, and somebody may express the way they feel. All right. So let's see the way you feel. The Knight of Cups. It looks like you've been here for a while and somebody's starting to catch up for you. So Scorpio, you may fall in love quickly, or you may be open, more open. And when you want something, you know what you want. All right. But your person may have been taking a little bit more time, and it's there, they grow into it. All right. So you need to feel, it's like you need to feel real deeply before you let yourself totally open up with somebody, though. But it looks like you've been sitting with this for a while. You could be in love with somebody too. All right. And maybe you're waiting, you know, for something. You're waiting for them to express. This could be the weekend when they do. A lot of water energy. So it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. For a lot of you, you're so ready here. It's like you're ready for love, so let it in, because if it is somebody new around you, circulating around you, it looks like somebody's feeling it and wanting to talk to you. So let's see what their next actions towards you are. All right, I am seeing the Death card. Let's get one more, and I'm seeing the Strength card. So it looks like somebody is still holding back. They may be positioning themselves, you know, to make the move when they're ready. It looks like pride could be in the way. It looks like somebody is trying to control their feelings because maybe they don't want to let you know how deeply they're feeling right now. It could be for whatever reason. All right, but I see something growing and it's inevitable. So this weekend, maybe you're feeling like they're still holding back. It does not mean that the relationship bond is not growing, all right? But it does feel like you've got control over them, and maybe they're trying to control the situation by not losing control. I have Leo energy, Scorpio energy, Cancer, Pisces energy for you. All right, and I have Virgo, Gemini. All right, so really, I will say that there is always possibility here that there could be movement in the future here, because the pull is so strong that anything is possible with the Magician card. All right, and if this is new, it looks like you guys will find your way connecting to each other one way or another. All right, Sagittarius. $43. These are getting longer than I thought. Oh, wait a minute. I almost messed this up. 33. What was Scorpio? Holy crap. I'm sorry. I just messed up the timestamps. Scorpio must have been at 38. Can somebody, if anybody can check Scorpio for me? I totally messed up with the timestamp. I put Sagittarius is over Scorpio, and I confused it. So I don't know if you guys could help me out. All right. So 5 minutes ago would have been, yeah, I'm going to leave it at 38 to see if that's it. I'll fix it. All right. I put it around there, so hopefully that works. So Sagittarius, let's see. Their feelings, your feelings, their next move. Their feelings, your feelings, the next move. We're getting a lot of great energy today. I'm not, thank God, you know. Let's see. Now watch, all goes downhill from here. 6 of Pentacles, right? So somebody putting in some effort this weekend. Maybe you've been waiting for somebody to respond to you. They've been taking their sweet ass time. You know, it's been a while. You're not quite sure. It looks like somebody's making an attempt here to balance the scales. All right. Let's renegotiate. Let's make plans. Let's do something here. I am getting a friend vibe, reconciliation vibe right now, but it's like, it's a start. It's like we have a lot of respect for one another. So let's see where this leads. What's your person's feelings? I see the 4 cups. All right. So their feelings definitely run deep. And it obviously could be actually overwhelming them. And maybe they don't want you to, know how they feel about something that's gone on. Maybe they're not ready to let you know how deeply something is affecting them. All right. And if this is somebody here too, that's been taking their sweet ass time with you, it could be because they're still, getting over something and, they're not seeing what's in front of them. All right. So I am seeing that their feelings run deeper than you think. And somebody that I'm picking up on here is, it could even be thinking about the past with you. Giving them enough days to really miss you is making them miss you. So how are you feeling? The Queen of Pentacles. You could be a little overwhelmed, but you're maintaining, you're keeping your shit together. It's like, something has changed, something has shifted, and, you can't go back. This is one of these things where if you said something and you said, I need space, or you said, or they said we need space, this is where the Queen of Pentacles isn't going to go back and beg, right? I'm not doing that. So you're staying pretty grounded, even if it is overwhelming you. All right. You may have created a boundary. You may have said something, but now somebody needs to sit with their feelings and figure their shit out. So what is there? It could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It does look like somebody's not very happy with their choice. All right. Their next actions towards you. Look at this, the Ace of Cups. This person does not want to lose their chance with you. They'll find a reason to reconnect with you. They may say something or try to make contact with you and act pretty chill about it. And going back to the 6 of Pentacles, this could be somebody who's trying to make contact by doing something for you, or asking you about something, or checking up on you, or running into you, right? Or just saying, how you been, It's starting off slow, but this is somebody that's their way of opening back up the door because they're not ready to close it. This is somebody that thought they could ignore their feelings, but they have feelings for you. So we are seeing that love, and you are being asked to just remain cool, calm, and collected. And don't go back on your words. Don't go back on your boundaries. All right. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy is coming through for you. Let's see. We have Capricorn. All right. Capricorn. Feeling the love today. All right, Capricorn. This is a good energy for you when it comes to love too as well. This is all about your relationships too. So let's see this weekend. Remember, in my head, I'm keeping tabs of the astrology as well. What's going on. All right, Capricorn. Four of Pentacles. All right, so you got somebody serious and holding back. All right. This is somebody who's in it and there's no turning back. This is somebody that's invested in you, and it may feel kind of, you know, serious toned or slow, or, you know, why won't they completely open up? Why won't they, you know, and it's like you're peeling a layer away at a time. So if somebody even pulls away from you, it could be because things get too hectic or overwhelming at times for them, and they just need a little bit of clearance space. You know, I just need to hold back a minute here and figure things out. But when you're at the Four of Pentacles, we're already halfway there, almost halfway there, and there's no turning back until we figure out what's really happening here. Your person's feelings, Nine of Cups. What a difference. All right. When you're seeing the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, this is serious and very romantic, very happy and in love with you, or just very grateful for the situation or knowing you. It feels like a real relationship. Now, it may be slower at first, but you have the Eight of Wands. This person is feeling the pressure to get things rolling. All right. This is not a short-lived or a phase. This feels like somebody here that is getting ready to fully invest. So you might have somebody that's been holding back a little bit, and it's like you pull it back like an arrow, and then as soon as you let go of that arrow, it's on, and we're getting ready to accelerate. So, you know, be comfortable right now. Make sure you're making the right choice, because it looks like somebody's ready to go all in. Let's see your energy, the Emperor card. You're ready. That's my plan, Stan. That's my game, Frankie. That's what I've been planning on. I've been waiting for this for a minute. And, you know, it's like you're the Emperor. This is your person. You feel very good about somebody. And it looks like you're finally feeling stable. You're feeling real about this as well, too. You know, the only question here is whether you can let go of control and you can let somebody else take the lead. You know, because that's the only thing. It's just like, you know, the Emperor wants to be in control and be in charge. And if you're holding on to any kind of, you know, the Four of Pentacles, if you're holding on to any kind of old story or fear, you could try to control this or keep your guards up. And your person could be mirroring back to you, afraid to completely open up because they feel like you don't trust them. All right, so you have something really strong building with somebody else here. Now, their next actions, it looks like the World card. It looks like things are just coming together as they normally. It feels like we're just being comfortable with how things are. Maybe it is about just letting things be and come together on their own. It feels like if something needs to, they could be circling back around if they, you know, to complete or to find closure of some sort, or to let you know, this is where things are going. Maybe we will have the talk. But to me, their next action is this person is just trying to let things be and see how it plays out. That's what I'm getting for you. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, you have Aries energy showing up for you. And a lot of water here too. All right, let's see. We have Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Their feelings, your feelings, their next actions. All right. Think about the person that's on your mind. Take the message that resonates, but it could be just about anybody the way I'm reading. All right. Ten of Cups. All right, so this looks like you're developing a relationship that could last a while. I mean, this is somebody that you feel that's close to you, somebody that's around you, somebody that you've connected with, maybe through somebody else or through community or through family. But this is a love of a lifetime, the 10 of Cups. This is somebody that you could just be like, I'm done, I'm off the market, I will do whatever to make it work with you. So this could be the beginning of somebody coming home, or somebody, you're meeting somebody, connecting with somebody, and you're getting together with somebody, and it could turn out to be very happy, or it's a blessing that's coming in for you. A definite keeper. Thank you. A keeper. You know, and it's around you. So let's see their feelings. The Page of Wands. Right, this is somebody that could be showing up as more playful and flirty and, you know, keeping things light. You know, it could be somebody that's a little dramatic at times, somebody that's been fun, but this is somebody that's real. It just could be somebody that's, you know, gets distracted easy, or is just, I want this, I want to keep it fun, I don't want to talk about feelings just yet, right? But you can't stop it from growing. So it could be starting off as a real fun, flirty type of energy. You know, you're hanging out, you're going places, you're flirting, it's somebody wanting to talk to you, somebody you see all the time, somebody that plays, you know, kind of fun games with you at times, or somebody that you've shared, you know, romantic times together, right? But you know that there's unfinished business. You know there's more there, and it's not just a, you know, friends with benefits type energy. That's, I am not picking that up right now. It could be a very sexual connection, very playful connection, but it doesn't mean that it's not based on love. All right. So I am seeing joy around you, and there could be an outing or going somewhere this weekend as well. How do you feel? All right, the Seven of Cups, you know, you've been romanticizing this as well too. You may be kind of keeping your options open. This could be somebody that's been an option, or somebody that you've thought about once or twice, but maybe you got your mind on somebody else, who knows. But it does seem to be that it's somebody that you think about quite often. And, you know, maybe you've been tempted to reach out or tempted to connect this person, or you feel uncertain about their motives, their intentions. You feel like, you know, this could be something, but am I expecting something from someone who just wants to play? So you're going to need to use discernment, because there are people that can play you out there, and I'm not going to deny that. All right. You may be trying to figure things out and, you know, talking yourself out of things, but you know you feel something, but maybe this is too good to be true, you know, that kind of energy. So what's their next move towards you? I am getting the Hermit card. So it feels like this person is kind of keeping things, you know, they're still holding back a little bit. All right. They may be showing up around you, and they may be being flirty and playful, but they might not be ready to fully express themselves just yet. It's something that could continue growing. But this tells me here that they may make attempts to connect with you right now. And this could be why you're in the Seven of Cups energy. You're not sure what to do with this energy yet. I am getting, continue to let it grow and just see where this journey takes you. All right. They just might not be fully ready to express their inner world just yet. And they're trying to keep things fun and playful. You have Aries, Leo, Sag, you have Virgo energy. Could be something that's just starting, or somebody's trying to enter your life. All right, Pisces. All right, we made it. All right, Pisces. What's their feelings for you, your feelings, and their next move? You know, and I'm doing it this weekend, so some of the moves have been showing nothing's changing just yet, so don't look at it as the outcome, all right? It's just their next move. All right. All right, overall energy, we are seeing here somebody's being persistent. All right, somebody's still working it, working up the courage, working up the feelings, working at you, working with you maybe. You know, they definitely are somebody that could be in your everyday. You see them a lot, you talk to them a lot, you work with them. They've got value. They see your value. They obviously recognize you. All right, something's changing because you got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and I don't put my cards in reverse. And I see the 3 of Wands. This person may be finally considering plans to get together and move forward. Finally communicating. They want to talk to you. They want to get things moving. They want to express, you know, even if it starts off as a friendship or going somewhere, doing something together. But it looks like your person's finally releasing any kind of fear of rejection or any kind of struggle that they might be dealing with. So let's see their feelings. The Justice card. They're starting to get real with themselves. They're real. They're true. They could be even falling for you. This is divine love as well. All right, so they are feeling some sort of seriousness about you. They could see this turning into something real as well. So you may get somebody here that is just ready to open up and be real. Now, for some of you, this could even be, you know, somebody who you knew, you felt like there was something there and they just weren't ready to say anything. Now they're ready to be open. I got Libra energy here for you too. So let's talk about what's real and let's be honest here. Let's see your feelings. 7 of Pentacles. It looks like you've been kind of stuck waiting on a situation, not quite sure what to do or whether you should still invest or stay or go. You know, it looks like you've been kind of waiting before you make a decision because you know something's going to happen. And maybe this is when the waiting pays off. All right. So what's their next move? And I see the 4 of Pentacles. It could be subtle, a message, or just talking to you, you know, slowly opening up. You got a lot of earthy energy from your person. It doesn't feel like they're testing you. It feels like they're trying to show you and they're trying to open up and they're trying to be real with you. All right. So let me say that again here. It's like somebody may be overanalyzing everything, the Knight of Pentacles, but it does look like they're really trying to make the effort this week to open up and let you in a little bit, even though they're struggling with it. All right. So it doesn't feel like a test. It may be testing your patience, but it does look like something you've been waiting on is finally paying off. So this could be a really good weekend for, you know, a relationship actually might turn in a different direction than you expected. A lot of earth. I got Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy for you. All right. Seeing improvement. All right, guys, that was the readings for today. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to take a quick potty break, and then I'm going to jump into the questions today. I have about 5 so far here. Oh, Angel, thanks for the super sticker. All right, so there, and I got 3 right now. I got Issa, member for 27 months. All right, thank you. Let me see. All right, and I have Jen. I'm just going to put the timestamps on the video real quick. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right. I'll make it quick as I can. Alrighty. Let's see. All right, so let me just give a shout out. Thank you, Angel. And Isa, thank you for supporting the channel as well. It's a long time, right? What's that? Almost 2.5 years. All right, we have Cindy. Can you tell me what's going on with me and David? Current energy check. Can you tell me what's going on with me and David? Let's see. Let's see the current energy between the two of you. All right. I do see the King of Wands and the Magician underneath. All right. So you have somebody here very focused and very ambitious. You know, so it seems like they've got their mind focused on their future, on their work, on doing things, getting things done. So, you know, maybe they just are on a mission. So let's see. The energy between the two of you. I see the Page of Swords. Let's see his feelings. I see the Two of Wands. Your feelings. I'm just going to do the same thing. The Chariot. You got to slow down. You got to slow down. You're wanting to move too fast in the energy that you're in. Whatever's going on with you guys. I don't care what kind of context or whatever, but you're wanting something way too fast. You're wanting to travel, to go, to move, to fix, to return, to talk, to compete, to connect. Because the energy between the two of you is the Page of Swords. There's a misunderstanding, or there's a restlessness, or there's a constant texting, or a constant need for communication. His feelings, the Two of Wands, he feels some sort of activation with you. He feels a connection with you. He feels an interest with you. But you see, you have a King of Wands and you have the Magician. He's at the he's at this place where, you know, maybe I'm focusing on my future. I got a lot going on and I feel a pull towards you. But I've got so much going on. I don't know if they travel. I don't know, you know, what's happening, or if you guys just met, or you've been here before, and I think can't remember the context behind it, but sometimes it's better that I don't. But your feelings are, you need things to move, to not feel restless. So you're wanting things to happen fast, and your person is at the Two of Wands, which is, you know, let's just get things, you know, let's just let things move, let things roll. You know, I do feel like, you know, they want to reconnect with you, or they want to get together again with you. You know, but they have other things going on too. And maybe they're keeping their options open. I don't know. You know, the Magician and the King of Wands can be somebody that is like, I'm very magnetic right now. I just feel like seeing what's going on, or I'm just keeping my options open, or maybe it has nothing to do with love, but somebody's just saying, I want you there. I want to connect with you, but I'm not making it my main priority. Not yet anyways. And so if there's a lot of frustration, it seems like both of you really like to connect and communicate, or want to communicate. But if there's a restlessness or a delay, or there's other things going on, the communication can be the problem between the two of you as well too. There can be a block that happens if one is needing to over communicate or text a lot or move fast, and the other one is got other things going on too, and it's just like slow down. So too fast and moving at a slower pace is what I'm getting, the energy between the two of you. Now, this is fixable. The Page of Swords is just about, you know, breathe in before you respond. Breathe in before you text. Breathe in before you assume something, you know, and not come into quick conclusions. And when you're restless or texting out of fear, check yourself, you know, make sure, you know, because it seems like things are still moving forward. You just have a huge difference in the speed of energy that you want things to move at. And if you're broken up and somebody's still feeling pulled towards you and you're wanting them to return faster than they're ready to, that's when a block can happen. And that's what I have. What should you do? Let's see. I kind of just said it. And I see the Ace of Swords. You already know, you know, this is, you're dealing with maybe a challenging situation right now. But try to see through everything and be clear before you make any moves, any next moves. Be intentional with your conversation with this person. Not saying things just to find something, you know, being very intentional with your communication. I hope that helps. All right, Miss Alyssa. All right, question for today. Energy check for the week ahead at work. All right, let's see. Well, you got the Three of Pentacles. All right, so overall, it looks like, you know, teamwork makes the dream work, right? You know, working together with others could be the main focus. How can we work together? You know, maybe you have to team up or you have to figure out who can do what, where everybody's skills are, and do what you can. You know, being a part of the team, working with the team, finding ways to get along with each other or support each other. It seems like a very supportive energy. So there is this week a chance that everything is just coming together. You know, we're just making things work. We're doing our job. Everybody's doing their job and everybody's happy. But if somebody's not doing their job, happiness is going to be hard to reach. There's going to be somebody pulling the weight or somebody feeling like they're pulling the weight. You know, so you may be confronted with a challenge if you're having to work with somebody that you feel is hard to work with. But there is a way to make it work with this energy. It can be challenging, but sometimes it is calling in another team player or asking for advice or, you know, talking to the person and trying to figure out how to make it work. You know, and I have the Strength card here. So having the courage to speak up if somebody's not pulling their weight. Having the strength to show up for work and get what you need to get done. Because sometimes it's physical strength. You know, maybe this week is going to require you to use some physical strength to assert yourself more, to connect with others more, or to support others more. Maybe take on more work. It could even be that as well. Well, let's see you. The Judgment card. Maybe you're feeling judged, or you're even judging others. It can be a possibility here. You feel like others aren't doing their job, or others aren't thinking you're not doing your job, or, you know, but there's a way to make a decision that helps everybody. Making the right decision, doing the right thing. I'm getting, you know, just making sure you're pulling your weight and doing the right thing. What's other people? How are other people showing up? I see inconsistent, the Wheel of Fortune. It can seem like you're dealing with a lot of repeated patterns, or, you know, it seems like something keeps coming around, the same problem keeps coming around, or, you know, it just seems like you're getting nowhere with a situation, but it's not impossible. It's showing up because maybe this is a time to figure out a different solution to your problem. Somebody's the problem. Somebody's a problem. And if somebody's a problem at work, there's got to be a way to figure things out. This could be a huge turning point week when it comes to your work with the Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. You know, if there's any kind of situation that needs to be addressed, this is the week to address it. If there's any kind of issue or problem at work, it seems like this week it may come up. Who's really supporting you? Who's really there for you? Who's really on your team? And are you really a team player? So sometimes the hard question is asking ourselves, you know, I do a lot of self-reflection. Anytime I think somebody else is a problem, I ask myself, what part am I playing in it? Not everybody's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything wrong. Sometimes not doing anything is a problem. So what's the potential outcome this week? I see the 8 of Cups, staying in your lane. Staying in your lane, but also figuring out and finally making a choice to move on from something or move past something and not get stuck on something. You know, so there's a way to find a solution and still move forward. This week could be challenging you to evolve. You know, and it could even be asking you to step up and choose something that's more fulfilling. So maybe you're even going deeper this week with, is this job just not fulfilling me? Is that why nothing seems to work, or something keeps coming back around, or I'm dealing with the same consequences? Maybe somebody doesn't play their part or didn't do something this week and you realize that you're dealing with the consequences. Just make sure you're doing your work and doing your part. And if it's somebody else, if the situation come around, don't get pulled into it. That's where you stay in your own lane. Anything else Spirit wants you to know? The Sun card. All right. You know, what is it that truly you are trying to get from this? What are you really needing or wanting that you haven't fully expressed yet? What's not bringing you happiness and joy, and why? Because even if it's the job, it's the job, right? But I think of Wayne Dyer when he tells the story when a couple came up to him and said that he was traveling and he was in I'm just going to say Ohio. And the couple said, oh, we're from Florida or something, but it sucks in Florida. How is it here? No, they said, how is it in Ohio? And he's like, I love it here. And they're like, oh, do you think we'll love it? And he said, well, how do you feel where you're at now? And they're like, it sucks. And they're like, well, it's going to suck here for you too, because you're going to bring the suck with you wherever you go. So hopefully that makes sense. So you really got to find out what's really making you happy or not happy in the situation you're in, because the situation is the Wheel of Fortune. It'll keep coming back around again until you figure out what it is that you're holding back from, or what it is that you really want that will bring you happiness. But overall, the week, you have a lot of major arcana. It seems more like a lesson, you know, something that's coming up. Right? It doesn't seem like it has to really fully affect you in your 3D reality. It doesn't mean there's going to be a whole bunch of changes, but it could be things around your coworkers not getting along, or somebody not pulling their weight. But it's definitely something that is asking to be seen. All right. Love you. All right, let's see. Will Scott and I get back together? Sherry, Taurus, and Scott, Cancer. Oh, I'm doing super chats right now. I've already done the timestamps are in the description box. If anybody needs a timestamp, I did put it in the description box. Right now I'm almost finished too. I'm answering a couple questions and then I'm getting ready to close up. All right, so will Scott and I get back together? Sherry, Taurus, and Cancer. Will Scott and I get back together? All right, will Scott and Sherry get back together? Ooh, the Lovers card. If it's meant to be, you know, there's a love connection. There's something there between the two of you. I got the Knight of Pentacles underneath that. And, you know, honestly, just, I don't know what your deal was or what happened or whatever, but sometimes the right place, the right time, sometimes things take time. But I am seeing, yes, with the Lovers card, pulling you guys back together. But there's always, you know, the minutia in the middle, the obstacles that have to happen, the things that have to happen. So Scott's feeling, Scott's energy, the Hierophant, they feel some sort of loyalty to you, a commitment with you. Your feelings, the Ace of Wands, all right? You can't get this person off your mind. You still want, you're ready for it now. You know, I mean, it's like, come on already. Let's get the party started. You have definite feelings for Scott. Now, they may be going down their own path right now, trying to figure out their own things, you know, going on their own journey. The Hierophant can be a deep spiritual journey, trying to find your place. But he is dedicated and he has something, feels something with you. But you may be wanting it today and they may be saying tomorrow or in a month or later. What are their next possible actions towards you? I see the Star card, right? So that's talking about don't lose faith in the connection. It's more later. You know, things will come together. It looks like the future looks good with you guys possibly coming back into alignment and things happening naturally. So the Tower card usually happens, a lot of changes, a lot of deconstruction of old beliefs, a lot of wrong turns. Sometimes somebody's just trying to get through some dark period in their life. You know, there could be a move or something that needs to happen, but the Star card is saying to trust in the process and that you guys could get back together. All right. That is what I have. All right, guys, I think that's it. And it's Friday, and I'm going to call it. Remember, if you guys do want a reading from me, wait a minute, I have Jen. Sorry, I almost called it too quickly. I was going to say, though, if you want a reading, you can join the membership or you can get a personal reading. Let's see. Jen. What does the next 2 months look like for us? Getting closer, staying the way things are now. All right. So all right. So you want to know what the next 2 months look like for us. Will you get closer? Will things stay the same? Or will you be spending more time together? So the cards really can indicate that. So let's just see what I get for the first card. Ooh, this card just flew out. All right. So Ten of Swords just flew out. Staying the way things are now could be, but let's see what's going on. All right. I see the 9 of Pentacles here too as well. So what does the next 2 months look like? 10 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the 5 of Cups. All right. So I'm getting more staying the way things are kind of now. You're talking, you're spending time, you know, you are spending time together, right? You may spend time together a little bit more. But I got the 7 of Wands and I have the 5 of Cups, which tells me you're not feeling very fulfilled or happy with the way things are. It still feels like you're dealing with challenges. You're trying to break the barrier. There feels to be restrictions and a constant, maybe you're the one that's fighting for it or pushing at it. But the 10 of Cups is telling me a different story. It's saying, you know, something is happening here, but you may not be together as much as you want to be. So if you're already dealing with that kind of energy right now, it looks like things are kind of staying the way they are. You may get together. There may be an opportunity for you guys to get together, but you're singing a different tune. It feels like things are not turning out the way you want them to. All right. Don't get discouraged with this reading. It just shows where things are at now. Anything can change at any given time. You know, you may decide that you're just not, it's not worth the fight. Sometimes if you put down the weapon and you decide to back off and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. Sometimes that's the story. That's what needs to happen. And, you know, instead of being disappointed because they don't meet you where you're at, you let go a little bit, and that could be when the change happens. But I do see an air of disappointment here where you just feel like you're not getting fully fulfilled. All right. I'm sending you love. All right, guys, I am done. I'm going to close up. Remember my membership. I do readings for you like this, or you can get a personal reading if you really want to dive in. All right. They are very helpful. I spend a lot of time on your personal readings. And I answer all the questions that you have, all the questions that you need answered. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. And I will have the 7-day forecast out Sunday. And hopefully you enjoy that. Take care.